What is going on, guys? It's Kevin here with ModMyMods, and it is a lovely Friday afternoon. I appreciate everybody being here with me today. Today I have a lovely guest, Mr. Voss himself. The Foxman is here with me. I'm actually just sending him a quick link here before we introduce him onto the show, before you guys see any of this, because, well, I'm running a little behind. Surprise? Not really. Not really surprising, right? But today we're going to talk about some great news. We're going to talk to our buddy Jeff here with, about a couple different things. And, we'll just play it by ear. We'll try and work with the bumps and bruises as we go. So, without further ado, thank you again, Jeff, my good old friend, for being here. It is fantastic to have you on the show. How are you doing, my friend? Good, man. Good. You were kind of quiet there, to be honest with you. I think you moved away.
Oh, did I?
There you go. Now, you see...
How is this?
Ooh, I like it when you talk to me like that. Anyways, so we were actually looking at a couple different things. We'll get to the Alphacool block here in a second, but I wanted to actually ask you a couple questions about... Because you just did a recent rebuild of the what is it called? Redwood? Is that right?
Yeah, sure thing, man.
Cool.
It's almost ready.
Almost. Oh, it's not even done yet.
No, I'm just missing like 6 screws.
So, what'd you do with them? Is it like a car project where you got bolts left over, or what's going on here?
No, I have them pre-ordered, but they're out of stock.
Of course
Would you
they
believe it?
Yeah, right. Would you believe? I mean, that's typical, right? That's typical.
Yeah, I heard it a lot.
Yeah. Out of stock. I think that's the theme of this month, is just being out of stock, right? So.
Yeah, probably rest of the year, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that next month is going to be any different from right now. But you didn't get your hands on a 30 series card, did you?
No, I'm gonna wait till all the little little problems go away, and then I'll buy one.
Yeah, I understand. Has anyone in the chat gotten a 30 series card? Because I know we haven't gotten any yet. I know the whole bot problem the first time around, everybody was getting bought up. They basically, bots were coming in and just buying them immediately, and then they were reposting them on eBay, and there was all sorts of kerfuffle going on with that. But
I really can understand paying more than retail for a card. It's just a graphics card. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand certain graphics cards, like, so for example, like the Titan, that's the Star Wars edition. Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah, okay, that has some like collector's value or something like that.
Sure, there's one of 2,000 made or whatever, but
yeah, but the other one will be like millions.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you got number 128, 628, 222. Congratulations.
Nobody's gonna care.
Nobody's really gonna care.
And they retail around here for like 720 euros.
Okay.
And people put them on the local marketplace like 1,400 euros. I'm like, really?
Oh, almost double the price? Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
And then you're a real idiot if you buy that.
Well, I mean, people were... eBay here in America was bad. Like, they were buying them up and then posting them on eBay, and it was like, you bought this card for, what, $800, and now it's posted for $4,000? Like, oh, okay, sure.
And you know what would be awesome? If you buy, like, the card for $4,000, you're all happy, and next month the 20 gigabytes coming out for maybe 100 euro more.
Yeah, because
you're gonna have a bad day.
Well, I know that they got the 3080. There's a 24 gig version or a 20 gig version that's coming out eventually.
Yeah, that's one I'm actually looking at, because the 3090 is like a little bit too crazy. Yeah, and the performance gains are like minimal.
Yeah.
So, I would like a 3080 20 gigs.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, luckily I'm using the 2080 Ti, the 11 gig version of it right now, which is great. It's fantastic. But we're actually going to dive into performance here and talk about performance in just a little bit, because I'm rather upset when it comes to Crysis. I know you and I were talking about it before, and I have so many hours in Crysis, and I'm sure you do too. Yeah, the remaster, we'll have to talk about that in a little bit. But before we get into that, I wanted to actually share some photos of what you were doing on your build here. I know that you were replacing a bunch of different things. Obviously, you have a couple photos of the heat killer block, the GPU block, and this GPU block and the CPU block. But what did you end up actually doing to Project Redwood here? I'm going to share the first photo that you shared with me here, which just looks... I mean, the desk itself is unbelievable to begin with, but now you have this going on. What did you do here? What'd you do?
I kind of like 2 screens, but I don't like them next to each other because it's ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one on top. I don't like it because you're gonna break your neck.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. So you put it down in the bottom
so
there?
Yeah, it's just for stats and now maybe the chat and stuff. So that actually works pretty good.
Nice. Have you
But
actually...
it takes up a lot of room in the desk, so I had to shuffle around a couple of parts.
Mm-hmm. And then you ended up going through and redoing like the hard tubes and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. All new runs and new blocks.
Cool.
And new reservoirs from Singularity computers.
Mm-hmm. That's
really
pretty
good
dope.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. And the cooling performance is like excellent.
Yeah.
I was running like Battlefield 1 or 5, can't remember, but one of the two, for about 1 hour, and the CPU was like 41 degrees, and GPU 37.
Wow. So, yeah, that's pretty legit. Those are good
and,
temps.
Ambient temps like 21C.
Wow, that's not bad at all.
And only 35 dBA, so
yeah,
not bad.
So those Noctua fans aren't even like really full speed or anything, right?
All I have to check 4, 8, 12 fans, and yeah, all 400 RPM.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, Dave, our good our good friend and customer Moffat's here in the chat, and he said finally a place where Noctua fleshy beige actually looks really nice. So I like that. Are you able to see the chat this time around? Now that I sent you that link, can you see it? Okay. All right. Cool. I wanted to make sure. We're still, finally getting the kinks out of this. So, but thanks everybody for being here today on this Friday afternoon. Everybody that's in the chat and hanging out with us today. Joey from Chicago, Zach from the Berg. Hi, baby. I'm gonna guess is my lady. Unfortunately, it doesn't say anything about who it actually is. It just says Facebook user. It could be anyone. I'm gonna hope that it's my lady, but I mean, if it's not, I'm not gonna complain. Maybe it is you, but I thought we would establish that you were Cupcake, and that's where we were going with this. So
no.
no. Oh man. So Jeff ended up doing a bunch of remodeling and changing around of his desk. Obviously,
the funny thing is that the front is off the desk because I dropped a tiny screw from the M.2 to mount it.
Yeah, the little baby
between 2 fans.
Wait, what? It actually fit?
Yeah, it if you go back to the first picture, I believe you got up there.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, you can like see little tiny
just
hole
a little
between
bit.
2 fans.
Wow.
It fell exactly true.
Oh my god, that's awesome. That is
yeah
awesome.
I took off the front and it fell out, so I was pretty happy about
at least it wasn't like stuck. I don't know. We were rebuilding a motor, and we had the head off, and I was pulling out like a little tiny baby little nut on the back of it, and I pulled it out and I had it in my hand and I dropped it, and it went right into one of the coolant channels inside the block, and you just heard it. It was like Plinko, ting, 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 bloop.
Yeah.
Into the bottom of the oil pan.
I know the sound. Oh, but that's a good thing because then you can take off the oil pan.
Yeah, you take the oil pan off and scrape that gasket off, put some more RTV and a new gasket, call it a day. But
I done a couple of rebuilds, so
yeah.
I know how that feels.
You've blown a few motors, as we say.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, I mean, you got to learn somehow, right? Gotta figure
Yeah,
it out.
well, I had like a Honda Civic, and
Mm-hmm.
pretty much like every 3 months I put in a new motor because it's
Well,
fun.
you know, it goes bing, 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 bing. You know. I understand. I've blown holes, you know, baseball or golf ball or hell, even a grapefruit sized hole out of the front, you know, where the piston's
See, a
supposed to be.
piston.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not.
And it's bent. It's like bent this way. I thought they were supposed to go up and down, not. Whatever. I guess we'll put a new one in.
You want to change the crankshaft?
Yeah.
You can just take it out of the motor, no problem.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all in
yeah.
front.
Just give her a good grab and pull it right out. Yeah, that's always good. It's always good.
Fun stuff.
Yes, absolutely. If you didn't notice, Jeff and I are relatively pretty big gearheads when it comes to cars and like blowing up motors. So, kind of similar to computers and stuff like that. You got to blow it up once before you figure it out, right? I mean, we hope that you don't blow it up before you figure it out, but
Yeah, but it happens.
it's inevitable.
I killed some hardware before.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, we killed. I forgot what we killed. We killed a motherboard, a one of a kind motherboard, like 3 days before a show, and it was.
Really?
I mean, they luckily Gigabyte overnighted us a new board, and we sent the old one back and stuff like that. But yeah, this was it was a while ago. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. You live and learn, right? You live and learn. So. But it does look really good. I like where you're going with this and the updated version of your Project Redwood. It does look very cool. One thing I did want to ask is what fluid are you using? I'm going to imagine that that's like a custom made, custom mixed something or other that you put together, correct?
Yeah, correct. Distilled water with some blue, orange, red, and of course some biocides and stuff.
Yeah. No, that looks really good. I like the color. It's like a whiskey color, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be, so
Yeah.
I did correct.
Yes. You did it right. You did it right.
Yeah.
So, very good. Well, if you guys are interested and want to see more from Jeff and what he's doing, obviously, that's his lovely face. You should update that mug. It looks like this is like your serial killer look, you know? I think you should doesn't Rebecca take photos? Have her help you out, you know, and get a nice photo of you right up there. It'd be nice.
It's actually like supposed to be like a mugshot, so.
Oh, it is supposed to be like a mugshot. All right. Okay. You look very angry though. You look so angry. Like you pissed that you got thrown in jail. Like you didn't know it was gonna happen. But if you guys are interested, head on over to Instagram, Blub, JAH_BLUB. And he's a good friend of ours from the Netherlands. He builds these crazy desks. He plays games. He has fun and would love your sharing and support and likes and tweets. So,
my videos upcoming from the desk as well. So
yeah, because you're putting together for the revamp, right, of the desk.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So, take a look at his YouTube page as well, and we'll be obviously sharing some of the videos and stuff like that. And we will obviously support what he's doing and stuff like that. Jeff is
from
actually
the Netherlands, actually.
Yes, Jeff is based out of the Netherlands, not Amsterdam, as I found out the hard way, because we went to go see Jeff because we were there. We were in Amsterdam. We're like, all right, well, you know, we'll go visit Jeff. Why not, right? I mean, I forgot how long of a drive it was. It probably wasn't that long, but I can only imagine it was a ways away from from downtown Amsterdam, which was kind of interesting. So
It's a tiny country, but if you have to drive like a lot, from the one side to another, it's.
And the drivers over there. Oh my goodness! I thought we had bad drivers in America.
Idiots.
Oh my god!
We only have idiots.
It's fantastic.
I really can't imagine that they all like legitimately get a driver's license here. I think they bought them all.
Pay an extra couple dollars and you get it approved. I get it.
Yeah, we have like a corner just around the window. and like every month, maybe twice a month, somebody just piles into somebody else.
We have.
But it's fun because I'm sitting on the balcony with my morning coffee, and I was like, crash. It's like, yeah,
All
good,
right, there we go. There's,
fun stuff.
you can almost time it. It's like, oh, yeah, it's the 14th. Okay, cool. All right, here we go, and there it
Right
is.
about now.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Well, unfortunately, I didn't get my hands on a 30 series. You didn't get your hands on a 30 series either. But one thing that we do want to make sure everybody knows is that we do have the Alphacool block in stock. So if you go to our website here, it is the first.
I actually have it in stock, so that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that actually is in stock. If you click it, it should be green.
Is it for the Founders Edition, or?
No, unfortunately, it's not for the Founders Edition. This is specifically for the... No, sorry. Yes. The Founders Edition does not correspond with the reference design. That's correct. So it is not the Founders Edition. It is the reference design only, as far as I can tell. These are the list of the cards that it does support. They have been slowly listing more and more cards that are actually part of the list here. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is they actually made a post about it on Twitter. But we'll get to that in a second. The reason that I was bringing up the Alphacool block in the first place is that we do have them in stock, and there's only been a few people that have actually taken advantage of a free printed backplate. We're actually working together with Performance-PCs to get these backplates custom printed. So if you guys want, you don't have to have that backplate that I just showed you, this ampery thing that they put together. But if you
get it in another color or something,
you can get it in whatever you want. If you have an image of, I don't know, your balls or whatever, and you want to put it on there, you could get it printed. I mean, the guys at Performance probably wouldn't appreciate that, but some people might. I don't know.
It's gonna be a weird backplate then.
Yeah, it might be a weird backplate, that's for sure. However, if you are interested, you do want one of the graphics cards, the blocks from Alphacool, and you do want to take advantage of these backplates, definitely buy one now. Again, we've had a few people that have actually taken advantage of this, so there's only a few left. But if you want a custom printed backplate, just let us know. Basically, when you buy the graphics card block, as soon as we see one of these come in, we'll actually reach out to you guys and see if you actually want a printed one. If you don't want a printed one, that's fine too. They do have a relatively blank one right there. That's what the backplate looks like just on its own. So, but
backplate's nice.
Yeah, the backplate's pretty decent. I don't necessarily know how I feel about the design or the look of the block just yet. But it's to each is their own, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people actually do like this design. I think it's different, and it kind of looks like it's like a distro block, kind of, sort of, like they got those distro plates for the cases and stuff like that. It kind of looks like a distro plate for a graphics card, but
especially the two like eyes on there.
Yeah, and then you got these like little paths and channels and stuff like that. Ever notice the Alphacool block looks like two dudes lifting kettlebells from a seated position?
Yeah, like, now nobody can ever unsee
Dude, you just screwed it. Thanks, Dave. Everybody's gonna... Yeah, man. Got my workout block. I mean, my Alphacool 3090 lifting block, and yeah, that definitely...
God damn it, now I really can't unsee it anymore.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Dave. Really hitting it home with that comment. I love it. But now I can't unsee the two dudes. Yeah, exactly. That's our problem. Yes. You lift like this. Like this. There's no like underneath, you're just, I don't know. Whatever. So
by the way, that's gonna hurt like hell if you lift like that.
Oh, if you're lifting like that, oh God. I can like feel my triceps, trying to rip themselves out of the socket.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bad couple of next days.
Yeah, I mean, You know, it's like the gym fails. That's all. The gym fails. So.
Yeah, but then again, you have like a 30 series card, so
Yeah. Right. Well, so hopefully you have one of the 30 series cards that's on the list here, right? So I'm gonna go back. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. So this is the post from Alphacool. You can pre-order some of the other water blocks that are for this card, which, as you can see, they look different depending on what the card is. I have no idea which design that one's for, or that one, or that one. But I do know that they're different, as you can see. This one kind of looks like a fish. You just got your little tail there and the little flappies. I don't know.
yeah, maybe like a nuclear bomb or something.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Okay. All right. But they're for the different versions of the 30 series cards that are coming out here. Now, obviously, as you can see, this is not like a super full coverage water block. Like some of the other manufacturers that will be releasing their stuff have. However, it is a main component cooler here. So you have this giant hunk of metal that is actually that's nickel plated copper, obviously, that has been put together and is basically designed to cool all of the components that are on the card, or not all of them, but the main components that are on the card. So
I guess if you like want to cool the Founders Edition, it's gonna be like a really tiny block because the PCB is like really short.
yes, I honestly
That's
I haven't seen.
I don't think that's gonna look really good.
No,
in like a full case.
Yeah, you're probably right. But let's keep going on that not looking good part, because, well, there's more to it. Here we go. You ready? All right, so that's what it looks like for the different cards here. Okay, so then they said, all right, well, hey, guess what? The new block, this one right here, boom, this one will work with your EVGA blah, blah, blah cards. And I was like, what? Since when? I need to know that. Like, what do you mean it's going to work with our new cards? Well, it fits, but that's how much sticks off the end. So
there's just nothing underneath there?
No, there's nothing there. So the block
just,
that they
just
already...
plexi.
No, there's nothing there. The block is...
Oh, this is PCB.
Yeah. So the red is the actual PCB part that's actually exposed.
Well, that's ugly.
I'm not going to say that it's pretty.
You're going to have like your power cables up there, I think?
Yeah, I mean, so the power cables...
The back section?
Yep, they do look like they're... I mean, this part of the PCB does look somewhat wasted, at least on the EVGA part, because there's nothing here, right? At least on this part. I mean, there's no... You don't see any of the lines or anything like that. But it's not... I don't know.
Is it longer than the other cards, or does it still fit the other cards?
I don't know. I don't have one. I don't have one to try it out. Otherwise, I'd be doing it right now. As far as I know, this reference design 3080 3090 block from Alphacool that is available right now, that you can go right here, boom, click add to cart and buy one, does fit. It does fit. However, it might not fit all the way. I don't know. I'm thinking it's kind of like when you get extra small condom when you're actually the large size, and, well, it just doesn't fit. I mean, like, it kind of mostly covers, but it doesn't cover the whole thing, you know? Which is partially effective, but it's not fully effective, you know? And
it's not gonna... They are not gonna be impressed.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's kind of where I'm a little stuck here thinking, well, yes, does it work? Yeah, I mean, it goes on and it kind of sort of fits, but doesn't... Yeah, it doesn't really tickle my pickle like it should, you know?
Like, put in the cables, it's gonna pull a little bit on the card.
I mean, especially if you're gonna have, like, So like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. All right, so I got this little hard drive here, right? And if you have part of it covered up, but you still have this other extra hanging off, like if you pull on it, it's gonna make like some sort of, yeah, precisely. I'm trying to
This
look.
part is gonna like
It's gonna flex,
sag.
right? Isn't it gonna sag or flex or whatever?
It's gonna bow, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So.
And I don't know where the first mounting hole is actually like
Way back.
well, that's
Like here. Like
that
right
could
at
be
the
an
edge.
actually issue actually.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I've done some PCB bends, you know what I'm saying, and it still works, but that's not the point. You know, like you're making a brand new product, we want to make sure that it works and it looks good throughout the whole thing. So does it work on the 3080s? It does, but
I already have a 30 series Titan.
What? Get out of here. Get out of here. 30 series Titan. Although I would kill for that card. That's pretty dope. Titan cards are pretty legit. You don't have one of those.
Like the first one, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The 6 gigabyte version.
I think I still have that cooler actually sitting around here somewhere. I have that exact cooler off of one of my other cards.
It's clean and stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Did you even use it, or is it dead?
Yeah. No, it still runs.
So then what?
It's perfectly fine.
What are you doing with it?
It's on my shelf. I like it.
It's on my shelf. You know, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, so much for that. All right. I got to check the chat. Hold on one second. Bruce says a lot of O-rings rip during cleaning. Yes, unfortunately they do, and especially this thing. It's got some O-rings on it. That's for sure.
I actually have never had an O-ring die on me before.
What? You never had an O-ring die on you?
No.
What? How is that possible? You blow up motors and water-cooled PCs and build custom desks.
And you've gaskets and O-rings on my car. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's like O-ring is a gasket on a car. Come on, how many head gaskets you blown in your day? Plenty.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
It's like the magic white smoke.
Yeah. That's always the bad one too. That's like the oh no. Yep, and
then I have a buddy. It was like, we'll pull off the head right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe you should let it cool off, like really good.
Oh my God!
Because you're gonna have like, it's gonna twist.
Burn.
No, that will not happen. No, okay. Maybe if you're like fast enough, you can do it. But...
Do a couple turns. Okay. A couple more turns. Yeah, I get it. Sergeant Wobble says it looks awesome. I would love to try that on some of the builds for the veterans in need. I hear you. Might be limited supply on the blocks themselves. However, the cards are going to be even more rare than the blocks. So, good luck to you.
It's probably going to be for like a while.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, I would be amazed if they come back anytime soon. Do they offer?
I did hear before from like many forums that they like crash a lot. So
the cards?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Well, maybe
something to do with memory or something, I guess.
Oh, great. So not only do we have a stock shortage, we have a stock shortage of stuff that is broken already.
That's why I always wait, because I want to see what it's gonna do.
Yeah, that's probably.
That's why I actually never get like a 2080 Ti, because a lot of them die.
Oh yeah, or catch fire.
Like, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's not a joke. I'm not kidding. Like that.
With this card, it's like actually really cool, huh?
It's supposedly it's not supposed to be that unbelievable hot.
But the temperatures does not mean that it can catch fire, because that's something different. But
yeah, that's actually like shorting and yeah, that's not good. But
and also the little, like, is it 12 or 16 pin? I can't remember, but
yeah, the 12 pin.
Small one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but Bruce, no, it is not a full coverage. As you can see, it's kind. I mean, you can see for the most part, it does have a good portion of it covered. The main GPU chip is covered, and then the two, I think those are the sets of the memory are covered as well. But it's not anything crazy. And then apparently Maven walked in at the wrong time to hear all sorts of fun things about it not fitting. So that's pretty much what it came down to. It doesn't fit, as you can see. I mean, can you make it fit? Sure. I mean, you can make anything fit, right? But that's not the point here. The whole point is to make it actually work and functional and actually look nice too. So, you see, Watercool isn't making an FE block. Dave, you should just hang on. Hang on. It might be some time.
I think they always have for every card.
Always.
A high-end card.
They're going to take their
Founders
sweet
edition.
time, just like they do with everything else, just like our shipments, just like the creation of the blocks, just like everything with Watercool. It just takes a while, you know. They are pretty much
quality takes time.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I'm not gonna. That's why I'm not upset about it. You know, like I know going into this that it's going to take a while for them to actually make a block for it, and I know that when it does come out, it's gonna look frickin' tits. It's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna perform probably better than any of the others. Now I can't speak.
It was the first time I had my hands on like the Watercool products.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had like hold them before, but never used them before.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the build quality.
Yeah.
It's like actually really good.
Yeah, I mean, like, even the channels on the inside, like, yes, everything's CNC machine, don't get me wrong, but they do a pass on the actual machine that almost leaves it like a mirror finish without having, the channels, like, looking it actually on, so.
It's gonna be some expensive bits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Get an Alphacool one, they'll be better anyways. We'll see, Chris, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I just got here, so apologies if this has already been answered, but there are have there been any murmurings about the blocks for the For the Win 3 cards? Okay, so FTW 3 cards are supposedly not a reference design. They are close, but they're not exact, so I don't actually have any real information about this just yet.
From my experience,
Probably
then
not.
they will probably not.
Right. It's kind of like the Gigabyte cards too, and the Aura stuff, and the Asus stuff. Like when they start to stray away from the reference design and like it's close to reference, well, that might not necessarily be ideal. You know. For example, we got a 2080 Ti for the new build that we're doing for AMD, right? And it's one of the turbo cards. Now, the original version of the turbo card works fine. It has the actual power connectors coming in from the side like it's supposed to. The mounting's all the same and everything like that. But then they did a Rev 2 of that, the actual design. And what they did is they swapped around the connectors and stuff like that. And then, obviously, as soon as you start changing where things are on the actual board, it totally screws up any Waterblock compatibility. So I would imagine that if they are going to make one, it's going to be soon, but I can't imagine that they're going to stray away from stuff that's not reference design or is close to reference design, you know?
If it would be like me buying a card and you want a Gigabyte one, just wait a little bit. Maybe they will come out with like a water force.
That's what I'm hoping
and then you
for.
Don't even have to like add your own liquid cooling.
I'm hoping that that's what they're going to do.
I can't imagine they're not gonna do it.
Yeah, I can't imagine either. I know that they're pushing to get these cards out just like everybody else is, you know, EVGA and Aorus and Asus and MSI and all of them. They're just trying to get the cards out and actually built and ready for the public to actually buy. However,
maybe actually for the 3090 maybe they will skip it because that's going to be a niche card anyway.
Yeah, I would agree.
But for the 3080 I think so.
Yeah, yep. I would agree. I don't know. You know, that's all. It's all speculation, really, at this point. David is saying that on Facebook, Watercool, we will not make a block for the Founders Edition. Bad availability, restrictive warranty policy, low raw number of compatible units in comparison to the partner's reference layout that they made us just skip it. So apparently, Watercool is not going to be making a 3090 block, or at least that's what they're saying right now. Considering all the 3090s ended up like getting sold out immediately, I don't know if that might change their tune in the upcoming, couple weeks or something like that. I do know that they are in the works of trying to get a block done and outdoor for us. They did say somewhere, I think it was like end of October, hopefully. So that would be good. However,
But you mean the 3090 or 3080?
No, 3080. 3080, they'll have supposedly some stuff available by late October, if not the beginning of November. That is my...
I really hope they do like a full length card.
I mean, they did it with the 2080, right? So like some of the 2080 Ti stuff wasn't full length and or wasn't full coverage and stuff like that. But I would imagine that this would be, right?
I mean, because the PCB is like really short.
Yeah.
I hope they do like maybe extend the block a little bit because it's gonna look off.
Yeah, because isn't like the PCB like in a I don't know, kind of looks like Pac-Man.
Yeah,
right?
A counter fee.
Yeah,
this.
Yeah. So it's got like a cut in it, and it's kind of weird looking. But to be honest with you, I agree with you. If it extends and makes it like a square, I think that'll look awesome, just like every other graphics card. But if you make it like a V shape, I think it'll look kind of stupid.
Yeah, and then you probably will have some issues with the power connector.
Mm-hmm.
Because the water lines normally go in
like right
around
there,
that area.
Right. Yeah, I mean they go in on the side like a moron for some reason. I don't know who has the dumbest decision ever, but they decided to put the connector in the middle of the freaking card. So stupid. But
yeah, I get that because like the PCB is short and you want to have like the shortest runs of power because that can like interfere like big time.
Mm-hmm.
But then just get them straight and then out of the back.
Right. Dave's saying it could be hearsay, but supposedly something like 500 Founders Editions were actually released. How many of those will actually end up underwater, and how many of those customers choose to buy from one brand of block? I can see Watercool is where they're coming from. Yeah, I would agree. I don't know. It all depends. The FE cards might be like the Titan Star Wars card. There's only 2,500. That's what they're making, and then when they're done, they're done. So that's a very, very good possibility. Dave, thank you again for all of the helpful info. That is extremely helpful, especially for what we're talking about today. On top,
I would hope they make like more.
Yeah, you would think, you would hope, but I have no idea. I have no idea if that's...
nobody does.
Yeah, nobody has an idea yet. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But
if you really like the performance and you have like a perfectly fine GPU now like 1080 Ti or 2080 Ti, just wait.
Yep.
Wait and see. And wait and see what like AMD is gonna do. Maybe not to buy an AMD card, but pricing wise it will be interesting.
Yeah, I mean they've been rumored to have the 6000 series pretty much already done and ready to go. It's just they're waiting. And you're absolutely right. Once they release their crazy card, I can only imagine that the prices will change on obviously the 30 series cards. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm kind of waiting for the 3070, which is supposed to be better than the supposedly better than the 2080 Ti. And it's like
probably in like some areas, and some areas it will not be.
Well, all right. So let's talk about performance, right? Because we were talking about before the show actually started, we were talking about Epic Games and how they re-released the Crysis game, right? So they have Crysis that's remastered. I wanted to. All right, so before we get into the discussion about that, I wanted to do a quick shout out to our buddy Slushii. If you guys remember, we built that crazy Slushii build. Hopefully, we'll be getting that actually back so we can revamp it again and then send it to Slushii himself. But if you guys have been a part of the Fortnite parties, he is actually going to be releasing a new single on tomorrow, actually at 5 p.m. Eastern. So he's actually going to be a part of the party, which is pretty dope. I think that's really cool. The way that they're actually doing these live concert things on Fortnite, I think is really awesome. I think it's a very new, hip, and cool way of actually sharing music. You know, not only are you playing a game, but you get to play a game that is actually featuring music, which is kind of cool. And it's something new, and I thought it would be very, very cool to share that. Bruce says, let's start a pool of how many spatulas Jensen will have when he shows up the 3080 Ti and the Titan. We know they're coming. I wonder if they change it out from spatulas. I know. I just call them spatulas. To like oven mitts. Then he's got like a stack of oven mitts. Or then he's got like a stack of like baking trays or something like that. But Bruce has got to run. Hey, thank you again for joining us today, Bruce. I appreciate it. You've been fantastic to help us out with some lovely information today. But Slushii is doing his thing. It's tomorrow. It's at 5 p.m. Eastern, which is late for you, but it's 11 o'clock in the Netherlands. So if you are around and you are available, go check that out. It is pretty awesome. It is pretty cool. Well, the reason that I'm on this trash website to begin with, this stupid epic garbage, is because I wanted to...
Garbage. That's like actually a really good name.
Epic garbage, right? Like, that's exactly what it is. It's epic garbage. Now, I have fallen into the clutches of the epic garbage because of two games. One, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. It's fantastic. It's awesome. It looks so good. If you want to jump, grind, manual, kickflip, all over the place, this is the game. It hasn't changed at all. The controls are still the same. You can 900 into a manual to revert to do whatever and blast out of the other side of the half pipe, no problem. It's awesome.
I had so much fun back in the day with that game,
dude. And now it looks really good, so it is awesome. It is very, very cool. So I highly recommend, if you enjoyed that back in the day as a kid or when you were growing up playing that, definitely get it. Now
actually find some time to play games. I will.
Yeah, it's rare. I understand. It's super rare. I get it. Now, Crysis here is like, oh yeah, we have a new revert. You know, it's really up. It looks great now. We have a new version. It's remastered, and you know we can even make jokes like in one of the graphics settings, it's low, medium, high, extreme, and then the final one is can it play Crysis? Okay, that's cool. Good job, guys. But I have a little bit of a qualm. All right. How are you going to tell me my 7920X and a 2080 Ti can't get more than 45 frames a second in 4K fully loaded on a 27-inch monitor? How?
That's gonna mean you have like to have like two 3090s in SLI,
dude.
Because that still works.
But all right, so here's my problem with this, right? Okay.
Then you can have like 40 FPS.
Dude. Dude. All right. So I started playing. I was on the stream on Tuesday playing this, right? And it does look better than it did before. That is for sure. Does it look as good as I would have thought? No, it doesn't. Not at all. Honestly, really? No. I was surprised. It looks good. Some of the effects look really, really good. They reworked some of them, and it looks awesome. But the textures themselves still look like ass. Like,
really?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. The RTX features. There you go. Perfect example. Go back. Let's We'll freeze frame it right on the guy's suit. And yeah, you're shooting the alien thing. Boom. All right, cool. There you go. What? That... The suit itself doesn't even look like it's been redone. It looks like the same damn texture that it was freaking 10 years ago or 12 years ago or whenever the hell this game came out, right?
That's insane.
So the RTX features of rain and water and all that stuff and the explosions and the fire looks awesome. Looks really, really good. But like certain things like the textures themselves don't look that great. So I was like, all right, well, now I want to know more. Show me more about the game, right? Show me some of these screenshots. Wow, these look good, you know? Okay, this is the most iconic shot of the entire video game. Everybody knows this shot. It's 5 minutes into the game. Once you've crouched under the stupid rock, you've jumped over something, you did super speed, you did the cloak and all that shit, and you finally got to where you're going to actually start murking some people. Standing here in this exact spot. 35 frames.
Yeah, there was like the moment when I first bought the game. I was like,
oh my
wow.
God, it's beautiful. And then
all that like 25 FPS, like 720p.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, my 780 ain't shit now. And wow, I really got to upgrade and all this other stuff. Oh yeah, it was awesome. But now, cresting that hill, doing the exact same thing again. I'm like, I get this like butterfly in my stomach. I'm excited. I'm like, this is going to be great. Oh my God. I have worse frame rate than I did back then when I started this whole journey of benchmarking and overclocking and upgrading because of this stupid game. And I feel like I'm back in the exact same spot.
I remember I was like running one 8800.
Oh, is that what it was?
GT and from an EVGA.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought it like it was really expensive back in the day. And I was like, yeah, this game is awesome, but she's only like 20 FPS.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No,
so
it's not.
I bought another one.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, and go SLI. It was like 25 FPS. Really?
Like, okay, great. Yeah. I mean, I think I was playing on a Q6700 that was overclocked like crazy. And it was like a 9800 GT, right? That was the budget card back then, right? 9800 or 8600 or something like that. I don't know. Regardless.
86, I think.
86. Yeah, that was the budget one. So I was like, okay, all right. Well, let's look at the specifications here because I want to know where I'm lacking. Because
the recommended specs.
The recommended.
Right.
Okay, so that's a relatively high-end i5. Okay, fine. 12 gigs of memory. All right, if you don't have more than 16, then I get it. You need more. Okay, cool. 20 gigs of storage. That's cakewalk. That's nothing. Okay, graphics 1660 Ti. Oh, okay. So a 2060 pretty much is what you're getting at here. All right, fine. Yeah, I'll deal with that. 6 to 8 gigs of VRAM. Okay. All right, so let's just talk about my specifications.
Actually, how many gigs VRAM does a 1660 have?
I don't know. Let's look.
I really don't.
I don't remember.
I really don't know. I do have like a little sound effect.
Ooh.
You hear that?
That was a little fake. It almost sounded fake though. It was like it was too crisp to sound good.
It was real.
Yeah. That's what it was. All right, so let's go to the specifications here. Wow, look at all these cards. Cool. All right, so apparently a 1660 is the minimum when it comes to VRAM. So even the 1660 Ti. So if we go back here, 1660 other VRAM, 6 gigs. Okay, so what's the Vega? Was the Vega 8?
Vega was 8. I had like a couple of Vegas, so I know that.
Vegas was 8. Okay, all right. So they're talking about you need one of these, ideally, or one of the TIs. Okay, fine.
The Vegas 56.
Mm-hmm.
was actually a pretty good card.
Yeah, I heard that as well. I never used one of these. However, I do know that we sold tons of water blocks for them.
Yeah, I had the Alphacool block on there. That
Mm-hmm.
was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty cool card.
So maybe that's what my problem is that this 56 Vega is better than my 2080 Ti. I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. I'm kidding.
Yeah, sure you are.
I am. What, you really think I'm gonna stick that in there? No, I don't think so. So
Maybe you need two.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So
because then you can have worse frame rates.
I'm just having a tough time with this because it's not like my specs on this computer are crap. Like this is an unbelievable workstation computer, which I understand it's a workstation and it has lots of RAM and it has lots of cores and it has a big booty boo graphics card and all sorts of stuff like that.
But what are your specs? Because you didn't tell us.
So, all right, starting off 7920X. Okay, so that is a 10 core with hyper-threading, so 20 core, right? Okay, and then I have 64 gigs of DDR.
It's only 10 core, really?
Yeah, the 20 is 10, I'm pretty sure, and then the 80 is 20, or 80 is.
So I actually have like better CPU than you.
Yeah, I that's why I've been asking you to send me one. You pain in my ass. let's All right, so let's look at this for a second here. The 12 cores. Sorry. 12 cores, 24 threads. All right.
And the 80 has like 18 cores, I believe.
Right. Yes. Okay. So my discontinued $1,000 processor is not enough.
Oh, and what's your single core speed?
It's so the max. Well, turbo frequency is 4.3.
That's not that bad.
No, it's not. And to be honest,
and what you have it on?
I have it on that. I have it on.
Oh.
Yeah, it's using the 4. I think it's using 4.0, so it's 4.4 on turbo. But again,
that actually could be one of your problems.
What? That it's overclocked?
No, that you need a little bit more.
Oh no! I need more than a 7920X, really?
No. But the core speed.
Okay. Educate me. What do you mean? Because like I've never run into this.
Do you have it on like all core sync, or do you have it on per core usage?
Pretty sure it's on all core sync.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to put it on I think it's like what motherboard you have? What brand?
Oh, it's a Gigabyte 299 Extreme, I think.
I don't really know the Gigabytes BIOS things, but
I would imagine that it has that in there, though.
If you put it on like per core usage, the like the boost will go up.
Okay.
But only on like 4 cores or something, maybe 6.
Okay.
But that will actually help you in games a bit. That's what I noticed with my 9940X.
Okay. All right.
It will boost it like a little bit higher.
Okay. All right.
And keep the temps a bit cooler.
All right. Well, then I will have to go into the BIOS and screw with it a little bit more. Dave is also saying that he overclocked his wife's up to 4.8, which was on a few cores. And then he was able to bench it. Even one of the cores got up to 4.9. But yeah, I'll have to look into that and see what the actual performance difference is. But how long has it been since we've had this problem? Like I remember overclocking.
It's been a while.
It's great. It's like, it's awesome.
Yeah,
you know,
that's why I like it.
I do too. So I'm very frustrated that Crysis doesn't run at 144 frames a second or even more, you know, or 120 or whatever, because the refresh rate on this monitor is 144. So it's very frustrating that I can't get it to go max. It makes me so upset.
G-Sync on there?
Yeah, G-Sync and everything like that, and it's still just like, yeah, no, you need more, and I'm like, more, how? So 7920X, I'll have to hop into BIOS and take a look at that and see what's going on. Now I have the 2080 Ti Black Edition from EVGA, which is already, like, I overclocked the piss out of that thing. I just went and said, ignore all warnings and just go, and it did it.
What core speed are you running on?
Now I gotta look. You gotta ask me these questions, put me on the spot, and I have no idea right out of the top of my...
2080, 2070?
Yep, 2080 Ti.
Oh, I mean the megahertz.
I'm looking. Memory clock is 7,000? Is that right? And then
sounds about right.
Under load, supposedly the clock is 2150. Is that right?
That's not bad.
I think that's what it is. The power is up by 30% on everything. And so, I mean, you know, again, it is overclocked a little. You know, the processor itself hasn't been touched, and what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll look at the overclock settings on that and make sure that it's doing it for per core, not all cores synced. And maybe that will help.
It will actually help.
Okay. All right, I'll have to try that out. Now, obviously, I was streaming at the same time, which, you know, that has an effect on it as well. However...
Yeah, I think it's, like, minimal because you have, like, multi-core, so...
Yeah.
It should actually, like... If Windows does it correct.
Yeah. It should do it
that's
fine.
Not a thing,
but so I'll have to look into that, and then maybe what we'll do is next week Tuesday we can play and see if I've increased anything. My next step, to be perfectly honest with you, is to take the Antec Torque build that's behind me, and I was going to load up OBS on that. So that is the only thing that computer is doing, and then run the 7920 with the 2080 as just a straight input, you know, into the LGOD capture.
So you will not lose any performance.
Yeah, right. So we'll have to see. I'll have to take a look at that. Again, you know, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air when you have something that doesn't work because your specs aren't good enough, yet you have, like, a lot of money invested into your specs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love it.
It's kind of neat. It's kind of cool. And hopefully, you know, some of the other folks that we have in the chat and stuff like that are agreeing with this and kind of enjoy the overclocking and having to do more in order to make it better. So I think that's pretty cool.
It's actually kind of a shame that the 3080 don't support, like, SLI. Yeah, but then again, the SLI performance will probably be terrible.
Yeah, I mean, SLI has worked in certain cases, but 90% of the time you take such a performance hit because of the processing that the PCI channels or in the PCI lanes have to do in order to make it work right.
I was playing Battlefield 5 because that is actually pretty hard on your hardware as well. If you play it on a high refresh rate.
Yeah.
But with, like, hours, many hours spent in NVIDIA, how do you call it, the tuning software again?
Well, we have you have Precision, which is for EVGA, and then you have
the modifying software for the, like, SLI and stuff.
Oh shoot, what was that called?
What's it called again?
I can't remember what it's called either.
I will look it up on the server because I have some software on there.
Okay. All right. Well, let me check the chat here. All right. Silly question. Any progress on the custom water cooling mod for the EVGA new Waterblock Pro? Yes. I can't exactly tell you what yet, though. Yes, there is all sorts of progress made. Yes, we are making one. When will it be done? Who knows? Funny enough, waiting on Watercool again. Surprise. Right. So we're working. We do have a design. We have something already created and made. It's just going to actually get into actually get one made. That's where we're at now. So it's actually going to be one of the first, as far as I know, water-cooled EVGA audio card blocks that is made in America. 100%. All made in the United States. And actually, hopefully, the actual manufacturing of it will be created right here in Rochester, right down the hall, which is pretty cool. So hopefully we'll be able to show that to you guys in the next couple weeks here. Once I have it created, I actually got to send it off to Greg Salazar over down in Florida there. He wants to take a look at it. But we're putting it together for the Star Wars build. The AMD build, which I can't give you any more information other than it's a Star Wars build, and it's gonna look cool.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, you don't get to see anything until it's done. Well, maybe you, Cupcake. I'll send you a few photos. Me holding it. Yeah, but that's about it.
I found what it's called actually. It's like a NVIDIA profile inspector.
Ah, that's it. NVIDIA profile inspector. Yeah, that's right. And then you go in and you change it. Yeah. Yep.
Many hours in that, and I have it like perfect. It's running, and then you have an update, and
yeah, and then it's broken again. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I hear you. So, but yes, thanks, Rabbit. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the first part of it. I wish I could, but yes, thank you. I appreciate the compliments on the last one. Yeah, the last EVGA Waterblock audio card was kind of cool. So we wanted to take it one more step and make it an actual.
You have a photo of that? Because
you never seen that?
I don't think I've seen that. No.
What? Really? Okay.
Yeah, really.
All right. So hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I'm gonna pop off.
Because I like to water cool all the things.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the whole part of this, right? You want to water cool all of the things, so why not? Give me a second here. I will find it for us here. It might take a little bit to actually find it, but give me 2 seconds here.
Then maybe I actually need it.
I mean, do you ever really need it? No, you don't ever really need it. But guess what? We did it because we wanted to.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who's...
I also do water cool my SSDs. So.
Oh, of course you do. Let me see if I can find it. See, I've seen 2 pictures of it so far, but not the one that I'm looking for.
For the Red Boot update, I actually skipped on water cooling the SSD because it didn't look right. But...
Yeah. We've been actually water cooling the SSDs because of the adapters. You know, some of the older hardware and whatnot doesn't actually have an M.2 slot. So if you blast one of those M.2 water blocks in there and you have the proper drivers for it and everything like that, it works just fine. Yes. Yep. Okay, cool. I did find one. Interesting. Apparently they gave it away. That would be my guess. All right, let's take a look. So this is our first...
I did see that one, yeah.
Yeah. This is our first attempt at water cooling that block, which was kind of fun. It was entertaining. However...
It looks like the Sentinel.
Yeah. It's got... It looks so different. I kind of thought that this looked like a tubular header in the front here, you know, with all the different little runs. Yeah. But it did function, and it did work. And they were actually using it it was in PAX West, I'm pretty sure. EVGA was actually using it live for their broadcast, which was kind of cool. But if...
Is that like a software to measure the temperature of the audio card then?
I mean... There probably is, but to be honest with you, I don't know what it is. I just thought it was cool that we could water cool one of those audio cards. but they ended up putting it on one of their benches and throwing it up there, and it was actually pretty neat. So we have Rev 2.
Looks kind of cool.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. We do have Rev 2 coming for this block, actually, right here. The new Audio Pro 7.1. Because it's dual card, we weren't able to actually do 2 blocks. Obviously, the secondary card doesn't really need one. But
why is it dual card? Because you have too many connections or something, or
7.1, so it allows you to do. These are for your sub and the rear speakers, I'm pretty sure.
oh,
So
nice.
if you wanted to do the whole surround sound thing, you can. Obviously, we're gonna probably just use the 1/8" jack and make it look real nice, and do that. But we do have. I mean, they took our idea with RGB and stuff like that and ran with it. So there's actual RGB on it. There's a backplate and stuff like that. And but we have a Waterblock designed. It was actually professionally designed by one of our good friends that we're going to manufacture. So I'm pretty excited for that. It should be pretty neat. But that was our first attempt. That's it right there.
I like it.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you. So, but yeah, that is coming. That is coming, but it's gonna take.
I actually did Watercool my what's it called again? The RAID card, SLI and ILS.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we funny enough, we actually just had one of those manufactured too. A customer of ours wanted a M.2 PCI card cooled in a certain way, and so we said, okay, well, it's going to cost X amount of dollars. It's going to be, I don't know, 3 to 5 months to actually produce it and get the materials and this, that, and the other. And he's like, yeah, do it, fine, sounds good. So we had our same friend design it, make it for us. It's a full coverage PCI block and everything like that. It's awesome. So yeah, you'll have some photos of that too at some point in time, and we'll show it off for you. That's for sure. Show it off. So, but that actually, to be honest with you, me crying about Crysis and now having to go back into BIOS and tweak things has made me, it got my geek boner going back again. So I it wasn't working for a long time. It's like I needed something to jumpstart it, and now it works. It works again. So we're good. We're in a good position. So, I think that's actually probably we're gonna end it for today, Jeff. I really appreciate you coming on the show and being here with us. Hopefully, we'll have you on again in the next week or so. But it looks like we're gonna have to do a Crysis showdown.
Oh yeah.
I want to see what you get for frames per second, Mr. 10th gen CPU.
Oh, 9th gen.
9th gen? Okay. Well, you know what I mean. We'll have to have a showdown. We'll see what happens. So, but thanks everybody for being here in the chat. Everybody that's here and joined us for this afternoon show. Again, Jeff, thank you so much. Tell the lady and the kiddo I said hello, and make sure you take care of yourself all the way over there. I'm sure it's getting dark out over there. It's past your bedtime, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Sesame Street is already ended, so.
Oh. All right, well, that will do it for us today, guys. Again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. We will be back on Tuesday to bring you some more news, some new updates, maybe even some gameplay of Crysis that doesn't suck and doesn't have 30 frames a second, and maybe it's a little bit more. So, on that note, have yourself a wonderful, great weekend, and we will catch up with you on Tuesday.